Hi, everybody. It's Carin Andersen here with Aortic for this week's Week in Review. Gosh, I feel like I've been gone forever. A little more sun-kissed. I mean, this is the end of a pool day in beautiful weather here in Maryland. So sorry, I look a little mermaid hair, don't care. That's what we say. Before we get started, I'm going to ask you to please click subscribe so that you're notified every time we have a brand new recording of something amazing for you to listen to. What this is an opportunity for me to kind of recap what we put out on our social media pages last week. For those of you that are not on Facebook or not on Instagram, and get your information here on YouTube or from our website. And so we're going to kind of get right into the thick of it right now as I share my screen for all of you. So let's take it away. One of the first things I'm so incredibly excited and proud to share with you is the launch of our PSP campaign, or Patient Surgical Plan. It is your voice, your care, your journey. It is actually a tool to help you ace your healthcare journey. And when we talk about acing your healthcare journey, we are reminded that that means to advocate, communicate, and educate for yourself with your team of physicians, because this is not a power struggle. It is a power balance. And honestly, it's the best way to have a two-way street for success. I'm going to tell you, I came up with the PSP program when I was waiting in the hospital for one full week of being bumped back until my surgery, because what I started thinking about were a lot of things I'm going to share with you in a few moments. But in general, the PSP is a very powerful tool designed to help patients prepare for surgery with clarity, confidence, and support. The PSP guides you through the steps that matter most and helps you focus on what you can control throughout your healthcare journey. Most importantly, it is a tool to help you ace that healthcare journey with preparation, advocacy, and empowerment every step of the way. And if you want to learn more, you can click the link to watch a wonderful video that's on our YouTube channel. And you also have an opportunity to download and print your free copy of the PSP and really take the next step in owning your care experience. Again, because it's your voice, your care, and your journey. And you will find all of this information underneath of our resources page. Let's take a look at the patient surgical plan. Okay. At the end of the day, preparing for surgery can feel overwhelming, but what if you had more control than you actually realized? Okay. So, when we talk about acing your healthcare journey, we talk about advocating or speaking up your wants and your needs as a patient. Champion your specialty and the treatment of others with the same disease. When you communicate, you share honestly with your physician about how you're feeling. Keep your care team and your loved ones informed every step of your journey. And when you educate, you're educating yourself on your disease, you're educating your physicians, and you're encouraging them to educate their colleagues. This is all about, again, a power balance, not a power struggle. Okay. All right. Let's move on here. I think I'm supposed to hit space. Look at that. Here we go. I figured it out. Sorry about that. So, the patient surgical plan. It is empowering patients through preparation and partnership. So, what exactly is this? So, really, the PSP is the ACE framework, and it kind of takes this directly into your surgical journey. It gives you a structured personal voice in your care. So let's say you have some goals and thoughts around pain management. I am someone that cannot stand pain. I made it very clear that when I knew that my chest tubes were going to have to come out, I wanted to have a little extra shot of Dilaudid in my IV. And they said, absolutely, we'll put it in the notes. We'll take care of it. I said, wow, that's amazing. Okay. Didn't know I could do that because remember, I had a dissection, so everything moved very fast. And this was a planned surgery. This was something that I had a lot more control over than I even gave myself credit for. So even when you talk about things like recovery at home, I knew that after the first surgery, open heart surgery, trying to sleep and lay down is really tough. So I wanted a hospital bed this time. And they said, sure, we'll put it in the notes. We're going to make sure it's ordered before you're discharged. Great. Communication is another thing you can talk about. You can choose the level of detail that you want to be told, or you want your friends and family to be told, or their involvement. So if you're someone that likes lots of details and that's going to help you process, tell them you want no details spared. If you're someone that's like, I don't want to know, just tell me what to do as a patient in my recovery, then communicate that. You can control that. Home preparation is another big one for people. Planning your transportation and post discharge needs, thinking about things like a raised toilet seat. If you don't have a toilet seat that's higher, what can you buy? Actually, portable commodes fit really nicely over a toilet seat. You don't have to actually attach something that can sometimes get really cruddy and dirty. And it's a little challenging, and you are at risk to fall off of it if it's not attached properly. You can just roll a commode right over it, or better yet, you can roll a walker right over top of a toilet. And then you have the arms to help you get up from the toilet. That is one tool. Again, having that portable commode in case you don't think you can leave your hospital bed to get to the bathroom. If you don't have a bathroom for whatever reason on the first floor, variety of scenarios. Do you need a blood pressure cuff? Make sure you have a spirometer. There's a lot of things you might need for home preparation, and get those now. Make sure if you like a fan, you have a fan. You have plenty of time in preparing for your surgery to plan out this surgery for yourself. Visitor guidelines. You can set boundaries on who you want to be able to come and visit you and who you don't. Um, Emotional support. If you're feeling anxious and you think you want a social worker to kind of come and sit with you, you can ask for that ahead of time. Obviously, we know clergy will come to sit with you, but you can ask for a social worker. If you are anxious, I was very anxious at the idea of being wide awake and saying goodbye to my family members before the surgery. I wanted to be a little high as a kite. I'm telling the truth. I asked for a little baby shot of Versed so that I would not be really aware when I was wheeled into the OR. And I got it. I got what I asked for. I have no memory of the ER at all. I knew that if I was that awake and giving myself over to this second open heart surgery, that would really play on my emotions. So I made sure I was really not not aware at all. So I kind of look at the patient surgical plan as a birthing plan, ladies. It gives you a chance to have control over how certain things are going to be handled and done. And what we've been told by someone else who's used it already is that using this surgical plan really gave her something she didn't expect. It gave her a voice. And for the first time, she felt like a partner in her care and not just a patient. And let me see here. I'm trying to get to the next screen, you guys. Did you know that 90% of patients feel prepared and confident using a structured surgical preparation tool? That is not made up. That came from the NIH. When patients are given the opportunity to participate and to have it all mapped out, 90% of them feel more prepared and confident, which is kind of amazing. So the patient surgical plan is about empowering patients through preparation and partnership because, again, your voice matters and we want you to use it. So that is your PSP. It's very simple. As a matter of fact, I will show you what the form looks like. So here you have the patient surgical plan. The document is designed to help you communicate your preferences, your priorities, and your needs with your healthcare provider, their team, and your loved ones before surgery. So it gives you an opportunity to put your name, your surgery date, your surgeon, the hospital, your primary diagnosis, and your care partners. Their names, your relationship, and phone number. So there's a lot of information that you are preparing that hospital with and providing before your surgery. And then you have a list for your estate, a line for your primary care partner. Then there's your healthcare team. Do you want the hospital where you're having surgery to know your primary care, your cardiologist? For some of our Marfan patients, it might be their eye doctor, could be an orthopedic doctor. Put their names and their specialty also below. What matters most to you? Like, what would you like your healthcare team to know about you? Do you want them to know What's most important? Information about your family, your faith, your hobbies, the fact that you're independent, your work, your quality of life, and put the notes of what it is you want them to know. For me, it was that I can get very anxious. I have health related trauma and I do not have a very good tolerance to pain. And I wanted them to be able to give me as much upfront information before they touched me so that I could try to alleviate my stress. Biggest concerns about surgery. Let people know. Are you concerned about pain, complications, being away from your family, returning to work, recovery, financial concerns, or just general anxiety and fear? Or is there something else? And give them some notes about what you're feeling before you go in. Some questions you might want answered. Put that there. Your communication preferences. How would you like to receive updates about your care? Do you prefer by phone, email, text, in person, your whole portal, what have you? Advanced care planning. This is a very important thing to do before you're going to have surgery. So, do you have an advance directive? Do you have a healthcare power of attorney? Do you have a living will? Have you just not completed any of that yet? And where would those documents be? When I went into the hospital, I provided a copy of my advance directive, which is basically like my DNR and my wishes. And they knew that the original was in my home. Recovery plan. Where are you going to recover after discharge? Are you going home? Are you thinking it's a rehab facility? Are you going to another family member's home? I was at my mom's. And what is your transportation home? What is that looking like? So they can have a conversation with that driver. And they did. They spoke with my son and my mom and reminded everybody I needed to sit in the back seat with my heart pillow, safe and secure. There's also, when it comes to your recovery plan, what are you going to need during recovery? Do you need a walker? I had one, so did not take one from the hospital. I only used it for like 2 or 3 days. Do you need that raised toilet seat or bedside commode? Do you want a hospital bed? Do you need a blood pressure cuff? Or is there something else that you feel you need? And you can usually get that approved through insurance and get it ahead of time. What are your recovery goals? What are you looking forward to hopefully being able to do within the first 30 days after surgery? The question says, I hope to walk independently, resume your hobbies. Are you looking to improve strength and endurance, return to work, or attend family events, something of that nature? Um, and then notes for your healthcare team about that. So all of that gives you an opportunity to be prepared and share everything with your medical team at the hospital. And your personal statement. My most important thing that I want my healthcare team to know is list it all there. Tell it all to them. Sign it. Get your care partner, whoever's going to be taking care of you, to sign it, and ask your health team to review it. This is not a legally binding contract. This is your wishes. I mean, hopefully there's no complications and they don't have to bypass anything, and hopefully they can abide by all your wishes, but definitely list it there and have a copy with you. Take it to your first doctor's appointment if you need to. But at the end of the day, just take it. Okay, so that's your patient surgical plan and your copy of your information. And now we are moving on to uh, Movement for Movement Monday. Okay. But I am still very excited about the patient surgical plan. That's a big deal. That's a nice big tool in addition to acing your healthcare journey. All right. Small movement today is strength tomorrow. It just is. It really is. Every stretch that you do, every step that you take, every intentional movement, it's an investment in your future self. I'm not talking about progress that is big and big milestones or anything like that. It is really often, it happens because it's a quiet consistency of showing up, even in the smallest of ways. So through movement, you kind of choose today as a way to lay the foundation for greater strength, resilience, and confidence tomorrow. We know that a lot of people become cardiac paralyzed after surgery. Shoot, they become that way before surgery. Once you have a diagnosis of watch and wait, I can't tell you how many people I hear talk about how they're afraid to move, but they know they should move, or they do the opposite and they move a lot and they've never even been given the green light to do that. And, you know, nothing from nothing means nothing. but then too much can mean too much. So you have to have a healthy balance. But at this time of year when the temperatures are rising, you have to remember that movement looks a little different in the heat. Okay, so warmer weather can really impact your blood pressure. It can increase your fatigue and it can really give you some severe dehydration, which actually changes how your body responds, especially if you take heart or blood pressure medication. So stay hydrated. Move during the cooler parts of the day, like the evening or first thing in the morning, and listen to your body. That's key critical. Resting when needed is really part of moving wisely. So just think about what small movement can you maybe do tomorrow, right? And you don't have to get really into things super hard and fast when you're first starting to work out. It's just something. Something is something. Okay, so that's your movement for Movement Monday. All right, let's talk about Topic Tuesday. We're in part like 6 of 7, I think. And this is meeting the specialists behind aortic disease. Specifically, in this week, it was about diagnostic radiologists. So, when you're living with aortic disease, there's this important member of your healthcare team that you probably won't even meet face to face. But their expertise plays a real critical role in your care. And that's your diagnostic and your diagnostic radiologists, basically. These are medical doctors, whether they're an MD or DO, but they complete years of specialized training to interpret medical imaging and helped detect, diagnose, and really help you monitor your disease. And so for the aortic community, they will help evaluate studies. They're actually going to perform these studies and they're going to help evaluate the studies like a CT, an MRI, an echocardiogram, could be a catheterization. So wide, could be a TEE, a wide variety of vascular imaging studies. And their job really goes beyond just reading a scan. They really try to help identify and monitor your aortic size and if it's growing, your aortic aneurysms, if you have any, if you've had a dissection, how is that doing? Changes after surgery or procedures, and any long term surveillance findings. Diagnostic radiologists work very closely with your cardiologists and your surgeons and your vascular specialists and your whole care team. And their job is really to provide information that helps guide treatment decisions. For many in our community, imaging becomes this like lifelong companion, and diagnostic radiologists help turn those pictures into answers, direction, and ongoing care. So, to the radiologists out there who work quietly behind the scenes, helping to care for our community, thank you for helping us see the full picture. See what I did there? See what I did there? Yeah. Okay. That's your Topic Tuesday. All right. Look, big exciting thing. It's big and it's exciting because it's about me. That's what I look like when my hair is done and makeup's done and I don't look sunburned. This was a real wonderful surprise when I was asked if I wanted to contribute to Rare Revolution magazine, which is really about rare diseases, and aortic dissection and disease kind of falls into there. I'd been thinking about it for many months, but then a little thing called second open heart surgery happened. So I finally got to that. And I know Aortic Hope is incredibly honored and grateful to share that this article has been written for Rare Revolution magazine featuring moi, founder and chair of the board. I courageously highlighted my personal journey with aortic disease and the mission behind both Think Aorta US and Aortic Hope. And so I share that what began as a life-changing diagnosis became a purpose-driven commitment to ensure that no patient, survivor, caregiver, or family walks alone on this path. And through advocacy, education, awareness, and support, as well as empowerment, my journey thankfully continues to inspire meaningful change within the aortic community, both locally and globally. So thank you to Rare Revolution magazine for helping us shine a light on the importance of recognizing symptoms, advocating for care, and building hope through connection. And, together we hope to continue to remind the world to think aorta and choose aortic hope. So if you get a chance, there is a link that you can click on that'll take you to the magazine article about moi. Okay, another thing we want to remind you is ASAP. Awareness saves aortas, period. ASAP. Simple. 4 letters, 4 words. It's amazing because your health matters now. So you need to take your health seriously, okay? You need to think about your aorta. You need to know your family medical history. And when in doubt, check it out. If you want to learn about aortic health and save lives today with essential information and resources, be sure to check out Aortic Hope's website. We've got a lot of information on there. And I would tell you to do it ASAP because awareness saves aortas, period. Okay. Catchy. It's going around. And no matter how you try to rephrase it or what words you leave off of it, still ASAP. All right. Let's see what else we've got going on here. Okay. Survivor Series, you guys. We have 2 different ways you can share. You can share in written form and you can pre-record with our producer. We've got a dynamic duo of storytelling. So it's not just sharing your story about how you basically found our community and your experience with aortic disease. It's about where you are now. So if you've shared your story before, tell us more. Get in touch with us. What are you doing? What have you seen? What have you experienced? What's life like for you? And it's not always going to be positive for everybody. I get it. I get it. For some people, it's just not great. And that's the reality. And we need to hear it because it's validating, it's therapeutic, and it's important that you get seen and heard. So, past storytellers, update us. People who have not shared, we want to know. I want to consume. I must consume your story. It makes me thrive. It educates me. It inspires me. I'm a 2-time patient, and all of you inspire me every single day. So inspire others with your journey. Share the journey's twists and turns. Let us show the world how far you have come. So if you're ready to share, you can just click. You can go to our website under programs. There's a place to click to be part of the Survivor Series, and we will be in touch, and we will feature your story. Okay, we're moving on, zippity doo dah. We're into our Hope swag. Actually, this isn't Hope Shop. But when you go to Hope Shop, what you're going to see is information about our books. But if you continue to scroll down, this is some of the stuff that we have on hand right now. Easy peasy. We ship it out to you as soon as you order it. And then this is to our store, which is constantly having sales. And we've constantly adding new merchandise. Oh my God, I have like 6 things saved in my cart. It's just ridiculous, but I can't get enough of some of the stuff. But this stuff right here is easy peasy to get out to you. So I'm going to click on this because this is the order form and go over it. These are the belt covers that we offer. They are Velcroed around your seatbelt. They are soft. They are comfortable. They also can go around a backpack if you're going on a hike, a dog leash if you're taking a walk, a bike bar if you're going biking. It's to give you a deeper sense of security and safety that if God forbid something happened and you're unable to advocate for yourself, there is a spot in there to put a medical card that shares with the world what is going on with you. And so you have your choice between red or black and 2 different sayings. It basically says, in case of emergency, medic alert, which is broad spectrum for any kind of condition, or it will say aortic disease. And that's broad spectrum because you can have an aneurysm. I didn't want to separate it. It's all aortic disease. So if you have aneurysms, get that one. If you've had a dissection, get that one. If you have a family member who has type 1 diabetes, get the medical alert. It'll cover that. And they basically will get shipped to you, no shipping, $18 donation. And that's for in the States, and it's 25 if you're international. Easy to wash, easy to remove and make and put in different places. Just check off on the form which one you want, and then you'll be directed to make a payment via PayPal, credit card, or send in a check in the mail. The other things that we have on hand, gosh, I'm unsure if I have one right here. I usually do. I do. I do. I have our magnets. These are awareness car magnets. Now, I know some people are saying they're having difficulties finding a place on these newer cars, but they will fit right outside the gas tank cap. They're great on a fridge. They're great to slap on the back of a ambulance. Great gifts, and they are yours with a $10 donation. Again, no shipping. Doesn't matter domestic or International. We also have our, I know that you can see this. This is our decals, car decal. There's a picture of it on a car right there. I also put these on the back of my laptop. And doctors love them too for the back of their laptops. They're $5. It's an easy peasy gift to give somebody. And all you have to do again is fill out the form, make the donation, and we zap that sucker right off to you. So that's some information about some of our swag that we have going on right now. All right, let's wrap this up with events because the new events for July are getting ready to come up. But for the rest of this week. On Wednesday of this week, the 24th, we have our support group meeting, the last one of the month. It's at 7 p.m. You just kind of click on this and it takes you to the sign up form. At the top of our event page, you will see all of our support groups. Caregivers happen the first Saturday at 10 a.m. and the second Wednesday at 10 p.m. Everyone, survivors and caregivers, first Tuesday at noon, second Tuesday at 10 p.m., last Wednesday at 7 p.m. And again, these times are Eastern Standard. Canadian is the first Wednesday at 6 p.m. And then bereavement is every other month, the second Thursday at 7 p.m., in which we will have one in the month of July. So after the support group meeting, we will have a new person, or maybe it's a second part of our Nikki Jensen talking about her emotional impact with aortic disease. That's our Therapeutic Thursday series with John Quick. So John is an aortic dissection survivor who became a therapist and is graciously giving his time to us to interview people from the community to talk about how aortic disease has impacted them emotionally. We are not here to provide therapy. We're here to share topics that a lot of people think and nobody wants to speak. And again, it's an opportunity for you to feel validated on how you might be feeling or preparing yourself for how you might feel to realize it's perfectly normal. So if you click on this link, it will take you to his series on our AHTV, our YouTube channel. You can also go to programs, and there's an area where that has a link where you can fill out a form to be featured on this program. In addition, we have our we do a twice a month with Kevin Songer, an aortic dissection survivor who takes us through Qigong exercises. They're easy flowing movements. And despite the fact that it's easy and you can always do it sitting in a chair, talk to your physician before you start any physical activity. And then I will be back again on the 29th, giving you your week in review. And on the 29th, at 7 p.m. is our WISE meeting, Women Inspiring Support and Empowerment. This is meeting just for ladies, everybody, and that happens the last Monday of every month. So that is kind of what we have for this week's Week in Review. So many exciting things. We're going to be talking a lot about that PSP plan, a lot about acing your healthcare journey. We have a lot of very exciting things coming up and fun announcements. And I'm going to give you a clue. Here's a little clue. So many spam artists infiltrate the Facebook pages trying to sell these t-shirts with these cuckoo sayings. Some of them are really fun, I'll give you that, but nobody selling it has aortic disease. Because when they say, oh my gosh, look at this great t-shirt, aortic disease, it's not for the weak, they don't have aortic disease. They are spammed accounts. They are fake pictures. They are fake accounts. They are people that are affiliates, trying to make a dime, but they don't have this disease. And it drives me bananas every time. So we are going to try to fix that. We're going to try to fix that. So you have to just keep your eyes out because we've been working diligently behind the scenes to be able to legitimately provide you with a limited opportunity for some pretty cool saying shirts that you can order and have in preparation for September, which is Aortic Disease Awareness Month, you guys. All right. That is all that I have. I would like to thank you for joining me. Sorry, I look like a hot mess, but it's hot and it's summertime. So, all right, you guys, don't forget, please click like, please click subscribe, and share this. Share this because I guarantee you someone else will derive something very informative from it. Thank you again so much and have a wonderful rest of your week. Take care.